Hey guys, this is BHB, and today for everyone, I have the top 10 shooting guards who I believe will have the best performances in the 2021 NBA season. Now, basically, I'm not going to be having any honorable mentions. We're just going to simply jump into this list. I'll have the top 2 most positive aspects of their game and the top 2 negative aspects, if they have 2 of any. But I'll be highlighting the most major pieces of their game. So yeah, let's start off at number 10, Victor Oladipo. Now, Victor Oladipo, he's an interesting case. I mean, he's an amazing two-way player, and he can definitely create his own shot for himself. But the biggest cons for him, and as you see, I only have one con, honestly, is that he's rusty from his injury. You know, I think he had that nasty quad tear. It was either a quad tear or a broken kneecap. All I know is that he messed up his leg real bad, and for the past 2 seasons, he's been recovering, and not gonna lie, seeing him in the bubble is definitely a reason why he's number 10. You know, he probably should not have played. He should have rehabbed like Kyrie and KD did, but he came back, he played, and as a result, after seeing that atrocity of a performance, I'm putting him down to number 10. But yeah, I definitely think that if he can recover correctly throughout the season and work off this rust, shake it off, I think he's definitely going to show us why he's going to be number 10 on this list. But now we're going to move on to number 9, CJ McCollum. Now, the pros for him are relatively simple. He's an all-around offensive player, and he's got a great shot. You know, he can definitely create for others as well as himself. Maybe more so for himself than others. You know, he's not much of a willing passer. But in the end, I mean, hey, if he gets buckets, he gets buckets, all right? But the biggest cons for him is that he's relatively inconsistent and that he needs to improve himself defensively. Now you get that CJ McCollum's like, what, 6'3", 6'4", so it's going to be relatively difficult for him to actually improve his shot, but to improve his defense. But I mean, hey, you know, Donovan Mitchell, he did a pretty decent job last playoffs, and I feel like CJ McCollum, who is the same size as him, if not bigger, can definitely improve on that end. But yeah, until he becomes more consistent or improves his defense, he's still going to be at number 9. You know, I don't really see him above any of these guys that I have ahead of him because, I mean, his offense is insane, but his defense isn't even all that. And in the end, I mean, these top 8 guys, even though their offense might not be better, I feel like they're being a two-way player at the 2-guard position is very, very valuable. Because if you're a 2-guard, you're going to have to be able to guard the point guards, the shooting guards, the small forwards, the elite ones every single day. So if you can't do that, if you can't switch, then what are you really? You're just a guy that can shoot. You're like JJ Redick, except that I guess CJ McCollum, he can dribble and he passes a lot more, and he's more than just a guy that runs off screens. So yeah, that's going to be the reason why I have McCollum at number 9. But now we're moving on to number 8, DeMar DeRozan. So you have an amazing two-way player that can create his own shot, similar to Victor Oladipo. However, his biggest con, and this is me a quick one, I mean, hey, he's got no 3-point shot. If you can't shoot the 3, you're not going to be within top 5 within shooting guard categories, point guards, small forwards, just whatever. If you can't shoot the 3, then you're not going to be in the elite company. So yeah, simple as that. That's why you're number 8. You know, you're experienced, you're a veteran, but you can't shoot the 3. So see you later, kid. Number 7, Zach LaVine. He's got an elite all-around offensive game. I love his shot. I love his athleticism. And his mid-range jumper is not bad as well. However, his biggest cons is that he can't run an offense. You know, that Bulls team has relatively solid offense. However, their defense is trash. That's not his fault, of course. But I feel like if he was able to definitely run the offense better, they wouldn't be, I guess, at the bottom of the Eastern Conference every single year. And not only that, but when you look at his assist numbers, I mean, it's around 4 to 5 a game. He actually never broken 5. And the biggest issue is that he's just not a willing passer, you know? He's so elite for himself, but when it comes to passing the ball and becoming like a willing passer to help out his teammates, he's just not really that dude. If he does get a solid duo partner, you know, a partner like Lauri Markkanen, you know, if Lauri Markkanen starts popping off, actually doing decent, I mean, dude, the dude's been playing terribly recently, but if Lauri Markkanen actually like pull through, start playing a little bit better, then I feel like Zach LaVine, he should have a little bit more responsibility on the defensive end as a result. But now, number 6, you got Jaylen Brown, who is a great two-way player and can definitely create shots for himself. I mean, this is like a solid thing that all top 10 shooting guards must have. Two-way player, gotta create shots. If you can defend and create your own shot, you're gonna be good. However, his biggest cons is that he really can't run an offense, similar to Zach LaVine. If he could run an offense, then they wouldn't have gone out and gotten Kemba Walker. The reason why they had Kemba Walker is because Jaylen Brown, he can't really run an offense. He can't really run the plays. That's more for Tatum. That's more for Kemba. And as a result, he can't also create shots forever. Similar to Zach LaVine. You look at his assist numbers. It's actually pretty embarrassing. He can create shots. He can drive in, but he doesn't really pass it out. And I'm pretty sure that's the only assist he actually gets. Maybe in a fast break, he gets the rebound, chucks it down the court. easy assist there. Or maybe when he sprints towards the basket and people are forced to collapse and he passes out. That's where he gets his assists. Other than that, he's not really creating plays for others. He's not really running the offense at an efficient level. So as a result, he's going to be run out of the top 5 position. And now for the number 5, of course, you got Bradley Beal. Now, I'm just going to go to his cons first. Once again, he needs to be able to run an offense. Last year, he did not run that offense accordingly. The dude just didn't create shots for others. Homie was a one-man show, similar to Russell Westbrook, except that Russell Westbrook loves his triple-double. So he will go out of his way to pass the ball. But for Beal, he's more of he is a shooting guard. So he's not really looking to pass. He's not really looking to create shots for others. And he's not really looking to run the offense accordingly. But of course, his pros. He's an amazing shot creator, and he is an elite shooter. Simple as that. If you watch this man play, it's actually insane. And he is on a more elite level offensively than Brown or DeRozan. And not only that, but he is a decent two-way player. I'm not going to involve... I think that Beal is matched when it comes to the offensive capabilities of a LaVine or a McCollum. McCollum, if he was more consistent, he would definitely be just as good as Beal. But I feel like the reason why Beal's up here is I guess he can play defense. He has elite offense, and his defense isn't bad as well. People say he's like a great two-way player. I mean, he ain't great, you know. I wouldn't it was before I did research for this video. I would never actually have considered Beal a two-way player, but hey, if y'all think he is, that's what's up. All right, I trust the NBA community, but at the same time, he is definitely not above the top 5 for me. I'll have to see how he does on a winning team. Or if you can even call the Wizards that. They haven't won in a while. So yeah, now moving on to number 4. You got Donovan Mitchell, who is a great shot creator and an elite finisher at the rim. However, the major cons of his game is that he's got to improve his three-point shot a little bit, you know? It's good, but in order to hit the top 3, you're going to have to be elite from the three-point line. And he also needs to improve our defense. I did say that Donovan Mitchell, he did try and guard Murray in the playoffs last year. But then again, Murray dropped like 50. Murray dropped like 50 twice. And then in the final game, the reason why Mitchell was gassed is because he tried to play defense. Like, I don't know what was happening with the Utah coaching staff, how they put Murray or how they put Mitchell on Murray. It was not a good choice. That's a huge tangent for a whole another time. But until then, he does have to improve a little bit on defense. I know it's difficult for you, buddy. You know, you're 6'3". It's not going to be easy, but hey, it wouldn't hurt. Am I right? Like, it wouldn't hurt to improve a little bit on defense. But yeah, he is an elite finisher. He can run the offense. He can create shots for others as well as himself. He runs the pick and roll beautifully. But yeah, at the same time, the reason why he's not top 3 is that he needs to improve his three-point shot just a little bit and just a little more improvement on defense, you know? If you want to be top 3 shooting guard in the NBA, you're going to have to just improve all around a little bit more, buddy. So yeah, number 3, I got Devin Booker, who is an elite all-around offensive player. He's clutch. However, his biggest issues is that he does need a little bit more improvement on defense. I mean, look, you got Ricky Rubio. Wait, well, that was last year. Now you got Chris Paul, who can run the offense a little bit better than Ricky Rubio did. So he's going to be taking the ball out of your hands a lot more, which means you can have more chances to play defense. And the reason why I don't really have Booker as a top player or a top 2 NBA player is because he can't run the offense as well as others. I mean, the homie was complaining about getting double teamed. Buddy, if you ran the offense well enough, every time you got doubled, they would be able to score. And this is also on the Suns coaching staff too. How do you guys not know how to win with Devin Booker? Homie's been on a losing team for the past 5. He's been on a losing team his whole career. So what's he really gonna do? Now, if Booker was Harden or George, I am confident they would make the playoffs. Devin Booker, I don't know what it is. He is an elite offensive player. However, his defense, it doesn't even need that much improvement, all right? You do so much offensively. Now that Chris Paul's there, I guess you can improve a little bit, but his ability to run a team is just, I don't know, it's just not there. And I don't know where it's going to come from. I don't know when it's going to be in there, but until he's able to run the team efficiently, he's probably not going to learn now that Chris Paul's there, but if he is able to learn efficiently, then he will be a top 2 player. He's definitely right behind George. You know, George has had some terrible performances in the playoffs, but we'll get that when we get there, which is probably right now. At number 2, we got Paul George. So he's an elite 2-way player and an amazing shot creator. That's easy, okay? We know that, but there's a reason why he's not above Harden and why he's barely above Devin Booker, okay? He's, number one, inconsistent. This dude will go for like 40 for 3 straight games. You know, he's got 20-point games for months at a time, 30-point games for months, and then he'll drop like 15 or 9 points, or I don't know, in the playoffs, he'll just consistently choke. People might say, oh, it was just a bubble. Nah, he's been choking his whole year, man. He's been choking for a consistent amount of time. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Honestly, as I freaking compare the two, I feel like Booker might be a little bit better, but I'm confident in saying that if Paul George was on the Suns the past 2 seasons, then he was going, and I mean, he is going to make the playoffs. Now, number one, you already know, boys. It's James Harden, all right? Elite all-around offensive game. He runs the offense perfectly, man. Like, that's something that none of these shooting guards did. They were never able to actually take an offense and run it to perfection in order to make it deep into the playoffs, high in the standings. James Harden every year runs the offense to a T. I mean, it's built for him, but at the same time, I mean, dude, you could, Paul George, Booker, Mitchell, they could have an offense built for them, but they probably wouldn't be dropping 37 points a game. I mean, it's honestly insane what he's been doing, as well as the fact that he can shoot the 3, he can shoot the free throw, you know, he can attack the rim, dunk, layups. He's got a nice mid-range jumper if he needs it. Floater game's on point. No, actually, he doesn't take mid-range jumpers because, you know, Mike D'Antoni. Well, Mike D'Antoni's gone, so you never know. Things might change, as well as the fact that he runs the pick and roll really well. He passes it perfectly, but the only issues is that, well, he's got no off-ball skill whatsoever. You put James Harden off-ball, you know what happens? Nothing. Literally nothing. The dude sits around near the freaking half-court mark. The dude really gets denied the ball consistently. But it doesn't change the fact that you can at least set a pick every once in a while, you know? Run towards the basket, make it look like you're gonna be a decoy, do something. But honestly, homie hasn't done much off the ball in his whole career, except when he was playing with the Thunder. But now that he's, you know, the superstar, homie just doesn't do anything off the ball. And biggest con, of course, for him, he's a choker. Like, bro, I don't understand how the top shooting guard in the NBA can choke as badly as he does. It's just that he's so magnificent during the regular season that you have to give it, number one, his offensive skill during the regular season is just marvelous. And then once he hits the playoffs, it's just like, bruh. Like, when James Harden and Russell Westbrook lost to the Lakers, no one was surprised. I wasn't surprised. I was just like, whatever. Because it's James Harden. Homie wasn't going to drop like 40 in a game or something. Like, you know what you're going to get from him. He's going to play marvelously during the regular season, and then he's going to play really good the first round, second round, and then the moment he meets that contender, it's over, bruh. Homie does not stand a chance. So, as a result, man, I mean, it was kind of difficult for 2 and 3, but the rest of this list was relatively easy to make. But yeah, that's going to be my top 10 list for this year, boys, for shooting guards. I believe that all these guys are going to have the best performances, you know. Like, by performances, I mean, like, you know, overall statistics, ratings, and success on a team. So as a result, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please leave a like or a sub on the video. Any comments, just put them in the comment section down below. Debate with me, you know. I'll be sure to bring the facts. Y'all are going to get stomped, but, you know, it's okay. Yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and goodbye.
Yeah, I started with an A for right, and then I went and changed my life. I might take out the red tonight. Put your arms around me, baby.